Hey everybody, welcome to Pink Shade. It's Tuesday, so that means I'm talking to my friend Kimberly about 90 Day Fiance. It's the finale. This episode was way better than last week, which was supposed to be the penultimate episode. Kimberly, from A Date with Dateline, do you agree?
Yeah, I thought it was great. I was so into it.
It was so much better than last week, right?
Yeah, I had many swinging emotions, vacillating between hope and extreme shattered disappointment.
Oh, what about disgust? Did you have any of that? Because I had a little
Oh,
of that.
so much of that. And that's my general emotion. That's my status quo when
Yeah.
I watch the show. So
Mhm.
I barely register it anymore.
Well, let's talk about some 90 Day news before we get started.
Oh, God.
Yeah, you want to?
No, go for it.
Uh,
It's a busy
all right.
week.
So busy week in 90 Day News. We saw that Mahmoud and Nicole had been arrested for domestic violence. I'd like to shout out the Instagram account Mary Pants, Merry, Mary Pants. They broke it first.
Oh,
They're literally like, "Hey, Us Magazine, when you break this, make sure you tag us."
yeah.
Because I guess they screw them over a lot. I don't know, which I thought was pretty funny. I like if I can ever remember where I see something first, I like to shout them out.
I see it a lot on the melanated 90 day the melanated way.
Yes, she's been on this. She's been on this podcast
Oh,
before.
great.
Yeah. Anyway, yes, she breaks stuff a lot too. Both of those accounts do. But because domestic violence could be anything from what I read, it could be anything from verbal to something way worse, physical. You don't know exactly what he did or what he's being
Let's
charged with.
clarify, they're both bad. You're gonna
All of
get
it's
worse.
You're going to get arrested for any of it. It's all bad. It's all bad. But what I'm saying is we don't know exactly what happened because it means such a wide range there where they got arrested in your neck of the woods, LA. So, or California of some sort. So, we'll see what happens with those two. And we just can't wait to
They
cover
are
all these people.
supposed to be on happily.
Not supposed to be. They are on
Well,
happily ever
are they
after.
gonna edit them out now?
Doubt it. Are you kidding? They
Yeah,
put
that,
that they
that
put
would
that
imply some sort of integrity.
no. They put that guy on there that's now in jail for 10 years for
Yeah,
holding his
came out after.
okay. Yeah, but he was arrested for it before.
Yes, that's true. No, we've
Before.
never accused them of doing background checks.
No. I will say it's funny because I'm covering Love is Blind. All episodes 1 through 11 will be on Pink Shade Prime as of tomorrow, Wednesday. But currently 1 through 9 are on there now, and 10 and 11 will be there Wednesday. The day it drops on Netflix is the day it drops on Prime. And then we put one over on the free feed, which this week would have been Monday, which would have been episode 7. So next week you'll get episode 10. The next week you'll get 11, and then we'll do the reunion. So
That's a lot of information.
you know what, guys? Just go over to Pink Shade Prime, link below. It's on the $10 level. Or if you just kind of want to hear one at a time here and there, you can listen to it here. It's fine, whatever. Okay, so now you made me forget what I was saying.
The second piece of news, were you going to talk about Brandon and Mary?
Oh my God. Okay. Brandon and Mary, you guys remember from 90 Day the Other Way, which I did also cover on Pink Shade Prime on the $5 level. I was told I need to
Basically,
specify levels.
join Prime. You're missing out.
Yeah. Kimberly herself is a member.
I am.
I am. I'm a member of yours as well.
I'm going to get a member sticker that says proud member of Shade Prime.
No, girl.
My
Okay.
student is a member of Pink Shade Prime.
Honk if you love Pink Shade. Okay. So Brandon and Mary. Okay, I was following this like this is a Bruder film. I was like minute by minute. I was following this.
It was like I would imagine like a big standoff, like a bank heist going on in your town. You would just be like looking for updates, watching the news, flipping around to see which chopper has the best angle.
That happened to us recently, though. We did have something like that happen here, where somebody stole a city tow truck, and it was like they were in Frogger, like they were in a video game. They were just slow going through the streets with the choppers following them.
Slow joyride.
Yeah, but then the cops would box them in on all sides. And then he would, because he was in a huge, heavy tow truck, go to the right so the cops would have to move, and he would off-road it, get back on
Oh
the road,
my god.
go opposite way down roads, just hitting cars right and left, and they're flinging out of the way, like just hitting people. And
Oh
they're just
my god.
finally he goes into like a gas station and they pin him in there. Then he goes behind the gas station up into the woods. And you're like, "Rum, rum, rum, rum." But now at this point, he'd lost a couple of tires. Finally, he hit like a tree and they were able to like pull him out. Isn't that nuts?
Oh my gosh. There has to be footage on YouTube.
We watched that on the news. We were like, my husband and I were
That's
like,
like the OJ
oh,
chase,
it's
but
like
slower.
in Maryland. Look it
Actually,
up.
the OJ chase was pretty slow, if I recall.
Yeah, yeah, he's in the back. He's in the back. Um, okay,
That's
so
amazing.
it was amazing. Mary and Brandon. So she came out and just basically said, I have colon cancer. Everybody pray for me. I never want to die. I don't want to leave my baby. Okay. Brandon post, Mary's having these troubles. They have said it could be colon cancer. Please pray for us. Here's the GoFundMe. Okay. So people are like, they've done this before. Like, we don't want to say somebody doesn't have cancer when somebody probably doesn't have cancer. Um, Turns out, so she posts pictures of herself in the hospital bed that people then found was from when she had a baby.
My God.
Then she posted another picture of herself, like, at her size now, not pregnant, sitting on the side of a hospital bed with some water, saying she's prepping for surgery, which obviously she's not prepping for surgery because she's sitting on the side of a bed with a bottle of water. So I think she was just in the ER and he took a picture of her and then she said, preparing for surgery.
I
That's
think
what she
she's
said.
preparing for a colonoscopy because you have to drink all that fluid before you.
No, she wasn't. She wasn't doing any of that. It was just, they were just she was putting up these pictures. And then she would post things on Brandon's, which obviously she wrote it because her English is not as good as his.
I don't know about that. I don't trust that I don't think he knows how to spell or write properly either.
Yes, but he does know like verb conjugation. I mean, do you know what I mean? Like he wouldn't, yeah. Anyway, whatever. They share a password. He's not allowed to have his own password. So it was a wild ride. Now, immediately, my heartless brain goes to, of course, she doesn't have colon cancer. She's trying to get money. And I hate that I think that, but I did.
No, you weren't alone. Like, I didn't comment, but most of Melanated Ways people, I would say 95%. There
Yeah.
were a few that were like, oh, God bless, thoughts and prayers. And 95% were like, scammer.
Yeah. And
I mean,
everybody's
it
like,
doesn't help that he went on the reunion and called his own wife a scammer whilst they were happily married at this time. So he told us.
yeah. So turns out she was having a lot of stomach pain, which, will send you to the hospital or whatnot. They told her she possibly had a bad gallbladder and hemorrhoids and might need to have some blood work. And she's waiting on the blood work. So that's the update there. Colon cancer. Nope.
So then he went on and was like, yeah, just to clarify, please don't send hate our way. She freaked out. And then she went on and said, well, I just heard that there was an issue with my colon and I assumed it was colon cancer. So I went on here and I said I had colon cancer. And that was probably wrong. And I apologize.
And I shouldn't set up a GoFundMe for my colon cancer when I was in fact having hemorrhoids.
Yeah, that I don't have. Oh, God. I feel so badly for just both of them. They're just such a mess.
Where is Mom Angela? Angela needs to get involved.
She is going to flip out. She has standards. I respect that lady.
I do
She had
too.
her own rough life and was in rehab and did drugs. And now she's like, I know she's not going to want her husband involved, her son involved in these shenanigans.
No, she's trying to walk the straight and narrow.
Yeah.
So that was the two stories from this week. And
they're very Paul and Carini light.
That's what somebody said. Is this the new Paul and Carini?
The Temu version of Paul and Carini.
The Temu version. Oh my gosh. I'm trying to look for my next door. Do you have one?
No.
You don't? Okay. Well, you're really falling down on the job.
Well, we were going to record on Monday like usual. I'm recording 2 days early.
Okay. That's completely true. I was going to read you the one about the anger about the Kia drivers.
Wait, did we have any resolution with the issue from last week? Like
Which one?
Well, whatever yours was, the one that was similar to the beta fish, but it was the people with
Oh,
the letter,
yeah.
and
Okay,
he
let me
thought
look.
he stole his Washington, not Washington Post, Wall Street Journal.
Okay, Danielle, who says that Mr. Covington wrote her this letter. Okay, let's see what the latest is there. Because I did chime in to try to get it going again. Um,
Love that.
Somebody did say, I looked him up and he's 55, not 85.
I still
Um,
think that is, there are many 55-year-olds who have the essence of an 85-year-old.
um,
Like the reverse can be true.
yeah, let's see. This
I
person
know
says,
curmudgeonly 25-year-olds. So
yes. Ben writes, I think the writer is a teenage girl.
what?
I don't know. I
Is
don't
he
know.
getting to have her? No, it's typed. It wasn't handwritten.
No, no, no. A teenage girl doesn't know how to type.
No.
Um, okay. I don't see any more updates that are more than the person is 55, not 85.
Darn.
But I do have a new one for you, and it involves Wi-Fi. So let's
Hi, neighbor. Hi, neighbor. What do you know and what do you say?
all right. Hi, neighbor.
Hi.
Hi. Okay, this story involves an angry coffee shop goer who's mad about his Wi-Fi. So Lance says, if you go to this location, and the name of the location is a coffee pub in Alexandria. And he says, if you go to this location for a morning brew in anticipation of getting some work done or just surfing the internet in general, hold on to your wallets because their internet has been out for the past couple of days. So you may reconsider purchasing anything and getting cozy only to find out there's no Wi-Fi. Cross-armed emojis, cross-phone emoji, computer emoji, coffee emoji. No Wi for me equals no coffee.
Wow.
Wow. Wow.
Wow. Wow.
Wow.
He's so
Okay.
angry.
By the way, where Lance lives versus where this coffee place is, I mean, that's dedication. It's like a 20-minute drive. It's not in their neighborhood at all.
Wow. The Wi-Fi must have been. He's not going for the coffee, so the Wi-Fi must have just been extraordinarily fast.
It's a pretty well-known coffee place in Alexandria. It's very hip and it's pretty big. It's got a couple of rooms. This person writes, it says, so you have a caffeine problem. Suffer and remove your wallet before you enter or don't go in. Just options to consider. This person says, that's pretty harsh for an incident most likely out of their control.
Yeah.
Lance says,
Probably
hardly.
AT&T. There was a
Lance,
nationwide AT&T shortage the
I
other
heard
day.
about that. That's why you should have Verizon. Lance says, hardly. Just letting people know who routinely go there to work while there, spelled Their.
Mm-hmm.
Lance.
Mm-hmm.
Who routinely go there to work while spending money regularly in that establishment. Besides, what well-run business doesn't have Wi-Fi? I can understand if it was a weekend, but coffee shops are competitive and people can take their business and social engagements elsewhere. Also, if it's out of their control, they should post a sign by the Wi-Fi network name and password that clearly says, I'm sorry, our Wi-Fi is out. Otherwise, it's a bait and switch for those people that would like to use that service.
Okay.
Um,
Yes, they should have a sign. It is not a malicious bait and switch.
no.
I'm
They're
sure
in the back trying to reset it for
Yeah,
sure.
I'm sure they would give you your money back for your 50-cent coffee or whatever you bought that I don't know how much coffee is that you are cheaply just trying to use their Wi-Fi. And so you're probably buying the cheapest thing on the menu just
Yes.
to use their Wi-Fi and you're buying one cup and you're sitting there for 4 hours.
Yes. Yeah. And then he's refilling that cup with water.
Uh-huh.
Um, so then this person says, hey, maybe you could work from the comfort of your own home.
Yep.
And this person says, oh, you mean instead of taking up a whole table for 3 hours while nursing one cup of coffee? And Lance doesn't like this. And he says, Linda, many people work from home. No, many people work remote, Linda. Home has many distractions. So the craze is you go to an establishment and spend money and work. Does that make sense? Question mark, exclamation point, Linda.
Is that the craze?
Then he addresses Jack, who made the comment about sitting at the table. He says, Jack, Again, there are ways around it. And by the way, based on the way the seating system is structured, people sit with others at the tables of 3, even if they don't know each other. It makes for good socialization and builds community.
You
And
just
this,
said your home has too many distractions.
Angela says, "Hi, Lance. Good socialization and building community while working on your computer." Lance, this isn't directed at you personally, but I really resent going into a coffee shop for coffee and not being able to sit down for a few minutes because tables have been hijacked by remote users. Just a personal pet peeve. I'd love it if there was no Wi-Fi. Uh-oh.
Oh no.
Uh-oh, Lance.
No, she's starting a war.
Lance says,
Oh.
"Angela, no offense taken, to each their own. However, Angela, many of us have cultivated friendships based on a co-shared coffee table experience. Also, I've never seen it packed where someone like yourself wouldn't have a place to sit. I get it. Everyone's going to have a comment on this post because obviously you can't please everyone."
Right, just like the coffee shop can't please everyone when their Wi-Fi goes down. Also, he's never negated the theory that he drinks 1 cup of coffee for 4 hours.
No, he hasn't said it.
Talked about every other thing, but not that.
Jonathan chimes in with, "Whatever. Coffee shops are run by people and people are idiots."
Oh my God.
Every time I see a coffee shop without a bicycle parking, I think they must not want my money. I've even seen this at coffee shops near the very popular Mount Vernon Trail, which carries something like 1 million people bicycling a year. Okay. Lance says, "Yeah, Jonathan, finally, somebody who gets it."
Oh my God. They're going to start their own little club from their mom's basement talking about how much they hate coffee shops.
At the end of the day, we post these things because we care enough that we want operators to take notice to improve and help scale areas of their business, which are simple fixes, unlocking doors to the growth with keys of insight and the whispers of wisdom, turning minor tweaks into major triumphs. If human beings running a service business can accept constructive feedback, they're in the wrong type of business. The end.
Okay, none of that was constructive feedback. Is that the kind of crap he's writing about on his laptop? I think he should close it.
I don't know what his job is, but I hate him.
Writing spec scripts all over this town on their laptop, and that sounds like the crap that they're writing. You get more flies with honey than you do with vinegar. Is that the expression? He just could have been so much nicer about it. Said, could you
Yes.
put up a sign? I came here just for the Wi-Fi.
I need to do some work. I'm going to drink 1 cup. They're probably like, "Here comes that guy again. Turn the Wi-Fi off.
Yeah.
Turn it off."
Yeah, get him to leave. Mm-hmm.
They turned it off.
Mm-hmm.
They waited for him to leave, and they turned it right back on.
I bet he like smells and he just is like really rude, steals all the napkins, just is no one like his group of friends there at the table all wanted him gone, so they complained about him.
They made a petition.
Yeah, and so if he walks in and sees the friends there on their laptops, they all close the laptops really fast and are like, "Oh man, yeah, that Wi-Fi is still down."
I love this theory, and I'm going to look him up. I'm not saying his name. I'm going to look him up right now to see if Lance is on LinkedIn, and let's see if we can figure out what he does.
Oh, you
guys, this is some real hashtag journalism here. So hold on.
I kind of want you to go to the coffee shop and look for Lance.
Well,
and let them know about the thread and see if they're aware.
Well, there's a guy with the same name, but he works for Panera Bread. He lives in West Virginia. He's a graphic design manager.
No.
I don't think this guy is a graphic design manager for Panera. Works out of a coffee shop. No. I don't.
Plus, he's a wordsmith. I mean, we heard his poetry. So,
yeah.
Wasting his time in graphic design.
Yeah, I don't see. I'm going to see if I can narrow it by location to Alexandria, Virginia. You guys, this is riveting. But show results. Is there no results near me? I think he's lying.
He's using a fake name. I mean, I have a fake name on Nextdoor.
I have my real name, and I used to just have my full picture. But now I've got my picture of my dog, so nobody can realize it's me.
Good. You're not enough Dateline. Come on.
Oh, my God. All right. Speaking of Dateline, really quickly, I watched this weekend, even though I know you guys aren't covering it, and the woman that died, she's a very cute, round-faced, blonde-haired woman that has the cutest face in the world. Her name was Angie.
Yes.
Okay,
And
so I watched it, and I watched the whole 2 hours. I had seen it before. I didn't realize what happened at the end, and boy, was I sad.
I know. I knew what had happened because Dateline announced it. Like,
Yeah.
I saw the
So, guys, the
happen. It was
person,
very sad.
it was on Friday. Today's Tuesday, so you've had time to watch it. So, the guy was in prison, unfairly, unjustly accused of murder, got out after 25 years. The real killer was found. So, he got $11.7 million. So, he and his wife broke up. It was a love after lockup situation. He and his wife broke up. Then she got killed in a car accident. Then he got murdered in a Las Vegas hotel room.
Yeah.
First, they thought he fell and tripped and hit his head, but no.
Yeah.
Murder. In LA, the Las Vegas police wouldn't tell Dateline anything else.
Yeah. And the
Wow.
producers have been following this case forever. Like, Keith has done several specials on the
Mhm,
network
mhm.
about this, and like became close with the mom that was trying to solve the case. And
Yes.
yeah, it's a wild, wild story, and so sad.
It was the last 2 minutes they laid that on me, and I was like,
Yeah,
I-
'cause it just happened. Like, I want to say a few weeks ago.
it was like
A month
October 2023 or something that he died, and they said it was accidental, but now they're saying it's not. Hey, it's me again, here to tell you about Quince. That is my favorite place to shop online. I just went before I came to talk to you guys about what are the latest things I ordered. Okay, here's the latest thing I ordered that I love. They are 100% washable silk skinny scrunchies. Try to say that 3 times fast. But they're these silk scrunchies that you can, wear all the time, but when you sleep in them, they don't bend or damage your hair. They're wonderful. I also bought my husband for his birthday these flow knit performance pants, which he loves, and he asked me to buy him 2 more pair, which I did. They came today. Then they were so soft that I went and bought myself some flow knit mid-rise joggers. I got blue, I got gray, and I got black, and I'm wearing them right now. They are so comfy and so cute. I also got my husband then a workout shirt. You guys, I'm buying from them every week now, and I think that I'm going to get a restraining order put against me from Quince because I'm obsessed. Then they just did a drop this week with new bathing suits, and I'm like, uh-oh, now I need a bathing suit. So guys, don't forget they also have the cashmere, they have the travel stuff, they have great home stuff, they even have cute baby stuff. And then I noticed this week, maternity stuff. You guys, what can't Quince do? Give yourself the luxury you deserve with Quince. Go to quince.com/pinkshade for free shipping on your order and 365-day returns. That's right. If you don't like it and it's day 300, just return it. It's so easy. I've had to return one thing and the website made it so easy. So you're going to go to quince.com/pinkshade, QUINCE.com/pinkshade to get free shipping and 365-day returns. Quince.com/pinkshade. And please let me know what you got. 90 Day Fiance, Season 10, Episode 18. Happily Ever After is the name of this episode. So, let me write.
Afters, plural.
Can you stop correcting me? You're hurting my feelings. Okay. We're going to start with Cheeky Cheeky and Cheeky Cheeky, my little hamster.
Oh, God.
Okay? Are you ready?
I'm so ready. Wait, am I in charge of that?
You're in charge of Cheeky Cheeky and my little hamster. Yeah.
Okay, so we're still at 30 minutes late for the wedding. We're still in our 24 countdown clock.
Mhm.
And Clayton's just standing there, and everyone is so awkward. And like, I want to know from your listeners, I've never been to a wedding where this has happened. If anyone has actually been to a wedding where someone was stood up, and what was it like, and what do you possibly say? And do you even look at the person, or do you just leave as fast as you can? So everyone is just looking away, and he's saying, "Thank you so much for your patience." And then I was worried it was going to be dragged out for like another whole episode, but you were right, Mary Payne. It was a classic Matt Sharp fake out. She shows up. I was devastated. It was hoping they wouldn't get married for most of these couples. And we flash back to 90 minutes earlier, and she's by herself, and we thought she was getting ready all by herself, but Brandy's daughter shows up to do her makeup, and a lady shows up to do her hair. So thank God she had help. And basically she just says, like, if there's love, I think we can get through this, which is not true. which is, that's why the, expression is sometimes love isn't enough.
Right.
And she says, I know he has doubts and jealousy, but it's better that I just marry him than have regrets. Like, should I have married him?
Okay.
Okay. She's like, I don't know I'm not sure, but I'm going to take the risk. So
Mhm.
she's like, I'm going to go on the adventure of marrying a man and his chihuahuas and guinea pigs. So she shows up at the ceremony, and Clayton's dad, who have we ever met before? I didn't
No.
know he was alive.
We had a lot of new characters on this episode that we'd never seen before that refused to be on television until the wedding. Yes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like, they've never talked about the dad, and they're so strange about the family dynamics. And we've been looking for, this is another piece of the puzzle.
Mhm.
They had a brother that died, and there's a dad with a mustache, I believe. And so he walks Anali down the aisle. Very nice. And so it's funny because at this point you're like, oh, his dad's walking her down the aisle. That's sad. Her dad's not there. And then you remember, yeah, her dad still doesn't know that Clayton even exists. So,
Exactly.
I'm still wondering at this point, is he in her imagination? Is he the Grim Reaper? What's going on with her dad?
Right.
I need to know, but I'm going to get answers soon.
Mhm.
So Clayton is so relieved to see her, and she sees how happy he is to see her, and that sort of takes away her fears. It's like, I'm still not sure if I want to marry him, but he's happy to see me, so he loves me.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
that's what I got right now. So he does the traditional vows in English, and she starts to do hers in Spanish, and she got a little choked up, which was nice. She does love him too.
Mhm.
And someone was translating her vows to the audience, and it cuts to his mom, and she goes, "Oh, that's sweet. Even if she still doesn't want to learn English, she's still speaking that Spanish, and she still hasn't cooked me a damn hamburger yet. I'm never going to let her live that down."
No, she's leaning in. She's leaning in.
Yeah. So she says yes in English, and then she says, I accept in Spanish. And it was very cute. So they kiss, and he restrains himself and does not do the guinea pig dance in front of everyone. And I was really proud of him.
I'm surprised he didn't kiss her and they go,
Good for you, buddy. I don't think Cameron has ever seen him do the guinea pig dance and the squeaky noises. So maybe that's how he's maintained that friendship for a decade.
for sure. Yeah.
So they go into the reception. It looked very cute because Brandy has gotten a blow up llama, which is very.
Yes.
She tried. She has gone from blow up dolls and penises to a blow up llama, and I thought it was very nice. And Annalie goes, "My sister." It was very sweet.
Yeah. And Brandy's like, yeah, okay. All right.
Still not sure if you have a hidden agenda there, but okay. So Clayton surprises Annalie with this surprise, which is his traditional dance from Peru that he has learned. And she's so embarrassed. He does like 2 steps of it, and then he pulls her up on stage so she can dance with him.
I bet he did a lot more. Don't you think?
So, I mean, I didn't see much of the moves that they taught him in class, but maybe he's wearing the hat, so he's making an effort. And she thinks it's adorable because she's never even seen him dance, and now he did it in front of all these people.
Yeah.
Himself. But you have seen him dance, Annalie. You've seen him do the guinea pig mating dance. We all have. So he stood on the bed and shaked his tush and made the squeaky noises.
Oh, you're so right.
So then his mom says, I think they need their own space. And I'm really looking forward to getting my own place. And I'm going to decorate it with plants. And I was like, oh God, we saw the balcony where you can step foot because like the weight of those plants was going to tear that balcony down. She's a plant hoarder. She's every kind of hoarder. So get her own place. So I'm very excited that she's finally going to move out. And they all seem very happy, and so I'm not going to mention how awkward their kiss was in their interview.
Did you think that the reception looked like it was being held in a high school gym?
Yeah, but good for them.
I mean, no, I don't care. I'm just like, it was a very hard floor.
Setup.
Hard floor.
Yeah, I didn't really understand the whole setup. Like, it wasn't a chapel, really. It was like a, I don't
Convention center or something.
know, but like a small one. I
Yeah.
don't, but whatever. It was fine. I
It was
really
fine.
liked
She did a good job, and I loved the blow up llama.
Blow Up Llama was amazing.
Yeah.
So a couple days later, Annalie is looking at their wedding gifts, and we see that one of them appears to be a painting of them or two people standing in front of like a church with a cross.
Yeah.
And some coasters that also
Mhm.
appear to be hand painted.
Mhm.
I would be pissed. Where is my toaster and my air fryer?
Did they register for that, or did somebody
Right.
send that over? I don't know.
It's like when Phyllis gives Pam a birdhouse on The Office. She's like, just cash is great. So she tells him, I want to give you something as a wedding gift. And he's thinking, more guinea pigs? What do I get? Like,
My mind went elsewhere. My mind went,
no, a normal man would be like, BJ, am I getting a BJ?
yeah, that's where I was going. Yeah.
No, but I think he was thinking like, oh my God, more dogs, more children. Can I get a guinea pig? What's
Yeah.
going on?
Mhm.
So she's going to tell her dad everything. And she has this plan that is not good, which is, well, the whole thing is not good. She should have told him from the beginning because she's now built it up way too far. She's
Yeah.
done the Chantel thing, which is like, surprise, I have this guy and he's also my fiance and we're also getting married. So
Yeah.
she's going to tell him, she's going to do it in steps, but all in the same conversation.
Right.
So that doesn't really make sense to me. So she's going to be like, there's this person named Clayton. Step one. He's my boyfriend. Step two. We're engaged. Step three. We're married. Step four. But all in the same conversation. So,
All right. I have a question about this.
yeah.
So when you got FaceTimes him, I noticed it was on Zoom because when they ended it, the sister's name came across the screen like it does on Zoom.
Yeah.
Is that how they got his video? Because they weren't filming behind her to get the video. Do you know what I mean? Or they would have shown us over the shoulder. So he doesn't know they're being filmed for a TV show because he said, how's your job?
Yeah.
And then also while she was talking to him, she kept like looking up at the cameraman.
Yeah, totally.
Like don't get in the shot. You know, I mean.
At one point we get her video screen, like a shot of her looking upset, and it's from the perspective of the camera on the computer, if that makes sense.
Yes.
So I think they're screen recording. Yeah, this
Zoom.
thing could be totally covert and super shady.
Yeah, so I think they're screen recording Zoom like you do with like a podcast or whatever.
Yeah, I don't know
Yeah.
if he actually signed a release. I mean, his face is not blurred out, but
Right. Okay, go ahead.
we're not going to see this. So she, again, we're finally going to get to see, is the dad a mobster? Is he a spy? What's happening?
Right.
He's just a normal dad. He's like, I miss you. What's going on? How's your job? And she's like, oh, it's fine. And I was like, God, he doesn't ask a lot of questions because she's been there for a long time. Like, does he have any questions? Like, what kind of job does he? He just goes, how's your job? And she says, fine.
Right.
So she starts crying, and that's when I got the idea she should tell him she's pregnant, and then be like, nope, psych, am married though.
Oh.
You go too far with it, and then you bring it back. So
Bad idea, Kimberly. Bad idea.
well, my dad did something similar to when because my parents got engaged on their second date, and so he had to break it to my mom, and so he told her something way worse, or what she would think was worse. I'm not going to say what it was, and
He told his own mother, I'm engaged.
yeah.
Okay, yeah.
It's something like way worse, and then was like, no, just kidding, but I am getting married, and I just met her. Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
So the dad, she brings Clayton over, and she's like, this is my boyfriend. And the dad's like, what? And it was kind of like, what? And again, I don't understand why any of this is a big deal. She's grown up, but I don't know their relationship. So the dad says, why didn't you tell me? And she's like, well, there's more. And he goes, you're making me nervous, because she's like not saying it, and she's making it seem like she has killed a man, like
right. Yeah.
a transient, and she is in jail.
Right.
So she's like, we're married. And the dad goes, what? No, it can't be. And then he starts crying. And then he just gets up and walks away. But again, he doesn't express anger. So I'm still not getting the whole like why she seems so scared of him. But again, we're not getting the full story.
What
But
if she also said, and we're filming a TV show and you're on it right now?
right,
Yeah.
right, exactly. Is he on his best behavior? Did she hold up a thing that said I'm wearing a wire? So the sister comes on and says, Dad's upset. I'm going to go check on him. Bye. And I was like, wait until the dad finds out that the sister and the mom and everybody else in the world knew before he did. That's not good. So not everybody in the world. By the show time the show aired, he knew. So this is very bizarre. I still can't get over it because it's not like you're dating somebody and then you elope like secretly. This is like you were in a relationship for 2 years, never
Yeah.
told your dad, flew to another country under the pretense that you had a job, and then you got married and you put it on a TV show
It's all bad.
to tell him.
It's all bad.
If I'm the dad, I'm thinking, what it was my behavior that she was so scared to tell me? Or is Annalie just this way and weird?
No, I think the dad has, I mean, she says I'm the baby girl, and so not to be weird, but I'm the baby girl in my family. I have 2 older sisters, and so when it came to me, first of all, my parents were so happy somebody wanted to marry me, and that's the
Right.
truth. That's the truth. They couldn't believe I was so old.
Thank God. Get her
Thank God. And somebody that was like nice with a job too. But that's the same. My dad, every time anything would come up about anything, he would just be like, "Oh, my baby girl." I'm like, what? Stop. I'm 32. Stop it.
That's not old. So she starts crying because she feels bad that her dad is upset. She could have avoided all of this again.
True.
Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
told him earlier. She and Clayton kiss, and they both feel better that it's not a secret anymore, even though it didn't go great. But I think it could have gone way worse. Like, the way she built it up, I thought her dad was going to arrange a hit on her life or something. Like, she made it seem like it was going to destroy everyone's lives.
Yeah. She just didn't want to disappoint him. Yeah.
But you did by not telling him.
She did. Yeah, she did.
That's what the biggest shock is. So then she calls Clayton her little hamster, and he bites her cheek, which was disturbing. And I was just glad to look away at
Okay.
that point.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's move on to the sex machines, Citra and Sam. So we wake up, and this was hilarious. This is why this was a great episode. We wake up, it's the day after the wedding, and we see, like a yawny type of yawn, Citra waking up, and then we see her other 2 sisters pop out of the bed like Huey, Dewey, and Louie, right? And then we look over, and Sam is in the bottom bunk of a bed, and Dad is in the top bunk of a bed.
I cackled.
How funny was that? That was such great editing.
Yeah.
So they didn't sleep together or have sex because they were too busy with ghosts, and the walls in the house were thin. And Citra goes, listen, we didn't want to get killed by a hillbilly, Texas Chainsaw. What? A hillbilly?
She's obsessed with that movie. She has mentioned that movie multiple times now.
Yes. And as somebody, who was from the South, I think it's hilarious that she says the word hillbilly. I mean, I think that's funny. And then she says, listen, I was afraid of a ghost or a serial killer or a hillbilly out there. And Sam was like, her dad was right next door. And I want to be like, sorry, man, banging your daughter. Oh, my God. So
he's so crass when he just doesn't have to be. Like,
yeah, you're right.
He could have said anything else there. Like,
you're right. He could have been like, what he does say, which is nice, is no, like they're leaving today. We'll have plenty of time together. It's very important for us to she needs to be time with her sister, spend time with her dad. What he said was very nice. He didn't need to be like, hey man, I'm banging your daughter.
And he makes the gesture like he's banging.
Oh yeah. He did an air pump. Air pump. So then at breakfast, Dad comes down and goes, Oh, it's terrible. You should have slept together on your wedding night. It's like a honeymoon all together, everyone together, and they laugh.
That's cute.
It
I
was
like
cute.
that. Yeah.
And then he says, come with me to Indonesia. And, I do worry, what if something bad happens and then Citra's far away from family? So, Sam, here's what you need to do. You need to embrace Islam. And he goes, yes. And he says, no pigs, no alcohol, no drugs. And Sam just nods and he says, don't run from your problems. You have to face them. A real man is responsible to his faith, to his wife and his family. And Sam nods and says, I do want to be the best man that I can. So that's positive.
Great
Positive.
life advice, Herman.
Yeah.
Give it to everyone on this show.
Yeah. Other than the no pigs, because I do like bacon. Okay. So
it was good life advice.
Yeah. 2 days after the wedding. Now, apparently now the family has left.
Like no crying goodbye scene.
I know. We didn't get the mean sisters in the backseat going to the airport or anything.
I know. Is she going to come back to marry the brother?
I guess.
Get to see them together even.
I know. We don't even know what happened. I guess we'll find out at the reunion. So Sam has set up the bedroom with rose petals and he's lounging on the bed. And I do believe he has a Carnival Cruise towel art situation happening on his bed.
He made like an elephant or something.
It was a heart, I think, with rose. Yeah, it was funny. And then he has like a towel draped over his private section and they make a joke about him wearing assless chaps. And she's like, yeah, I want to slap it. I was like, is he wearing chaps?
We don't see them, which
No.
is fine by me. But yeah, he does reference them. Yeah.
Okay.
I don't think she knows what assless chaps are.
No, that would be hard to translate.
Yeah.
So the next morning they say they had a good night's sleep and he's like, I'm so excited. Like I can kiss you all the time now. And then he says, before we were married, you seemed like you didn't want it. Like you didn't want anything, but now I'm seeing a different side of you. And she puts her hand on his mouth. And the talking head, she goes, it's great. We can finally do what we want. Although it was really fast. And he goes, yeah, that's a pipe that finally burst. So I'll just have to think of like little short fat men next time. I was like, oh my God.
Yeah. This is on TV.
Then he says there was nakedness and action in the laundry room. And she explains that the dogs were in the way and they got on the bed and were licking them. So they went in the laundry room and he goes, listen, I'm slow and easy, man. You're like a pro with this. She's like, stop. So then the producer asked her and she goes, yeah, I'm going to be his personal corn star. And producer goes, do you mean porn star? And she goes, no, I mean corn star because I'm corny.
Oh my God. They are kind of perfect for each other. But here's the question that was just, why didn't they put the dogs in the laundry room while they had sex? So they could have sex on the bed.
Maybe if they put the dogs in the laundry room, the dogs would like start barking and scratching at the door and freaking out and they don't want to draw any attention to it. You know what I mean?
No one else is in the house.
Well, dad and the brother are there.
Oh, yeah, I forgot.
He lives with his dad and his brother. So he's like, and as we saw, his bedroom is off the garage. So it's obviously right next to the laundry room.
Why didn't they go to a hotel the first time?
I don't know. So then they talk about his upcoming court date. And he says, yeah, he feels stressed about it. And he says, if I get taken away, will you wait for me? And she goes, yeah. And he goes, what if it's like 2 years? I was like, stop. And she says, you're my husband now. I feel what you feel. And I'm going to help you. And hopefully it won't be that bad. And he goes, well, I'm trying not to think negative. And like, you're my lucky Libra. To which I was wondering, does she and I have the same birthday?
Is that something that would make you happy?
Yeah. I love when people have my same birthday. Then we get the red screen of death. 2 days later, Sam resubmitted his drug diversion paperwork to the court. He should hear the judge's decision regarding jail time in 6 weeks. Dun, dun.
It was a red tease of death.
Oh, well, I like to say red screen of death.
No, I mean, it usually has some closure or something exciting new information.
Yeah, no, we got to wait to find out at the
to the tell-all.
You guys know there's nothing more I love than a comfortable bra, for real. Today's sponsor, Honey Love, has revolutionized the bra game. We all know how I feel about this, right? I believe during the pandemic, I coined the phrase sleeping bra and introduced a lot of you to the idea of the sleeping bra. Well, Honey Love is the best of both worlds. It's next level comfort. You'll forget you're wearing, and yes, you can sleep in it. You'll immediately feel and see the difference. It's so next level, you will forget you're wearing it. Now, we all know that feeling when you get home from a long day and immediately want to take your bra off. Sometimes you might just even take it off in the car. But with Honey Love, you're never going to experience that again. I have their best-selling crossover bra. It gives you all the support of a traditional bra without using any underwires. And Honey Love's bras are designed with this back smoothing fabric. This kind of this mesh in the front and this back smoothing fabric in the back prevents that bra bulge, because there's nothing worse than a back fat spurting out of your bra. So I'm glad that Honey Love has fixed that for me. It'll fix it for you too. I would also highly recommend their V bra. It's got the support of a traditional bra, but it's not shelf-like. It won't give you that uniboob situation. Look, Honey Love has more than bras. They've got incredibly comfortable shapewear. I got some of these briefs that are going to help me out on my trip to LA. They've got tanks. They've got leggings. You know I love a legging. And these provide you with everyday support and comfortable, guys, comfortable. So treat yourself to the best bras on the market and save 20% off at honeylove.com/pink shade. You're going to use our exclusive link, and that's how you're going to get the 20% off. You're going to go to honeylove.com/pink shade. Again, use this link, honeylove.com, pink shade. And after you purchase, they're going to ask you, where did you hear about Honey Love? Please support our show and say Pink Shade sent you. Treat yourself to Honey Love because you deserve it. Okay, let's go to, oh my God, here I go. I'm crying. It's Manuel and Ashley.
Okay, so
I can't wait for this.
No, you're building it up too much.
It's so good.
Manuel doesn't think it'll rain because he just thinks the gringos are superstitious and worry about things. Gringos don't decide on the weather. Also, Miami is filled with non-gringos. I would say there's probably more non-gringos there than gringos. Mm-hmm. So Manuel is like, isn't Ashley like a wizard or something? It's gonna rain. Like, why does she have all these crystals if it's doing nothing, which is what we've all been wondering. What's the point of being a witch if you can't do a weather spell on your wedding day? Like, yep. Do you still have it? Can it get you out of anything? Like, can it get you out of going to the DMV? Do you still get your period every month? Like, what's the point? It seems like a lot of work for nothing. And I guess religion is just transactional to me. I guess I just want something out of religion.
What am I getting out of these tarot cards if not being able to control the weather?
Exactly.
Right.
So Ashley is right now being surprisingly calm to my utter disappointment. Yeah. But just wait. Mm-hmm. So then, and her friends and her sister, they're all wearing these shirts that look like scrub tops with embroidered things here. And I couldn't read what Ashley said. Her friend says Lily, which is my nickname. So I was very excited. That was for me, I guess, like seeing someone with the same birthday. Yeah. It's my nickname. But I want to read what Ashley said. I don't know what it said. Bride witch or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
So,
okay.
Ashley decides to do tarot cards on herself. And she's like, 5 of cups upside down. That means no use crying over spilled milk. And I was like, that's great advice. Is she going to heed it? Absolutely not. She's going to do all the crying. Mm-hmm. And again, why do these cards if you're not going to listen to their advice? I don't understand.
Yeah.
So then she's like, the lover 6. Manuel and I are life path 6.
What does that mean?
No clue.
Okay.
Could have Googled it. Did not.
Okay.
So, Queen of Wands. She's a spicy mother effer. She's chaotic. And I was like, okay, so she's Ashley.
Yeah, right.
And then she's like, that card means there's chaos and there's nothing we can do about it.
Okay.
So that means you're going to calm down, right? Because you can't do anything about it. No, not at all. So And then she goes, you know what? It's hard to tell if the cards are giving me this because it is going to rain and it's going to be very chaotic, or are the cards just picking up on my anxiety?
I would like to tell you what life path 6 means.
Okay, sure.
It means you're a nurturer or a responsible caregiver. You're
No.
primarily accountable to yourself. Family members and relatives do not own each other, and love thrives when it's able to flow freely, and you have a sacrificing nature.
I mean, he seems to for his family, but not for
Okay.
her.
Later on, she says another word that I hope you wrote down where she says mother something,
Yeah.
and I don't know what that is, so I'm going to look that up too.
Yeah. So she's wondering if the cards are being accurate or if they're just picking up on her anxiety. Because I guess your mood can change what cards come up, and the cards can take on the energy of the person doing the cards.
Okay.
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 So then the mom shows up, and because remember she had to fly in late because it was school, and Ashley didn't take into account the first day of school and her mom's
Right.
teacher. So, or hurricane weather in Florida.
Mhm.
So, the mom shows up. She's like, "Oh my God, you're shaking!" And Ashley goes, "It's from the caffeine." And I forgot she like double fist coffee all the time.
Yeah.
Like, don't do that if you have anxiety.
Mm-mm.
Horrible. So he goes off to do the wedding stuff with the guys, and she doesn't want to see him because she's like, it could be bad luck. I don't know if I believe in it, but we're already having enough bad luck with the storm. I don't know. What did the cards tell you?
I do you believe in. We don't understand.
No.
Yeah.
So she gets dressed with her crystal tiara thing, and everyone's crying, and they're all crying because she looks so pretty. But so it's like nice tears, and her tears are like, make me super anxious. Like her tears are chaotic. Like you don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah. Scary.
It makes me nervous, her tears.
Same.
And she has the energy of chaos. She's that, whatever that thing is.
Queen of Wands.
Queen of Wands.
Mhm.
So they drive to the wedding, and her mom is in the back seat. And there were 3 of them smushed into the back seat. Ashley's in the passenger seat, and the guy friend is driving. And so the mom is like, "Please keep her spirit calm, Lord." Because Ashley hasn't even said anything, but she knows. She knows this is disaster. As they're driving, the sky is getting darker and darker. And Ashley is in the front seat, and she's just trying to breathe, which is the same advice she'll give you for $4,000. And she starts going, all of a sudden, it gets quiet, and everyone's like, fine. And then she just goes, "Oh my God, I'm going to cry." Oh my God, wow, I'm crying. I'm ugly crying. I didn't want to ugly cry. I'm ugly crying right now. I'm literally ugly crying. I literally didn't want to ugly cry, and I'm ugly crying right now. I'm doing the exact thing that I didn't want to do right now. So the family in the backseat
Oh my God.
are like a combination of like half scared because you just started out of nowhere and it was like a jump scare.
Yes.
But then they just start rolling their eyes and laughing. And the guy in the front seat is trying to hide it because Ashley can see him, but the rest in the back, she can't see them. Fully laughing and rolling their eyes. And the sister gives a Jim Halpert look to the camera, like fully, why do I have to deal with this? And so they're all just like, hey, just breathe, which is the same advice she'll give you for $4,000. And she's like, I didn't want to ugly cry. My hands are tingling right now. So the sister is so bored. She's like, you're fine. Hold my hand. Just do your breath work. It's fine. Do your breath work. And now you owe me $4,000. So the best part about this whole thing is she is not the one driving on the freeway this time, which is what happened the last 10 times she had a panic attack.
Yeah.
So thank God for small miracles.
Yeah.
So then all of a sudden you hear this ringtone on her phone. She stops crying. She stops hyperventilating. Her hands stop tingling. And she's like, oh, Daddy is waiting with Armando, the wedding planner.
That was so weird. And when we were like, first of all, I was like, whose phone is that? Oh, it's hers. Yeah.
She's like, fine now. And they're like, oh, okay, great. And then she tells us, she's like, I know this is not what she said, but this is what it sounded like. She goes, Patchy Mama is going to work the way she works.
Yeah. What's Patchy Mama?
I have no idea. She's saying, she's like Mother Earth is how they translate it. So let's figure that out.
I'm looking it up. Patchy Mama.
But that couldn't be what she said. Sorry. I hit my mic.
It can't be what she said. Also, when I look at Patchy Mama, like some chocolates come up.
Oh.
Patchy Mama. Patchy Mama. Okay. All right. Pacha. Like Pacha. Pachamama. A goddess. Okay. Do you want me to read it?
Yeah.
Pachamama is a goddess revered by the indigenous people of the Andes. In Inca mythology, she is an earth mother type goddess and a fertility goddess who presides over planting and harvesting, embodies the mountains, and causes earthquakes. She's also an ever-present independent deity who has her own creative power to sustain life. Blah, 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 earth, trees, whatever, Pachamama. Okay, awesome.
So she's like, she's going to work the way she works, but I'll work the way I want to work. So we're having a wedding at the beach. So essentially she's saying, who cares if my family, my mom, my friends, my sister, the officiant might get struck by lightning and die? I want a beach wedding.
It's going to happen. It's going to happen today because his visa is up in 25 minutes. Yes.
It was well planned.
Yes.
So they go to the beach. Poor Manuel and the guys have been waiting in the storm on the beach outside, getting drenched.
Mm-hmm.
And he goes, they're all like, oh, please let that storm pass. And then he says something about Mother Earth. And I was like, oh, maybe they are soulmates. That was great. That was beautiful. So she comes down the aisle with an umbrella. So let's hope she doesn't get struck by lightning.
Mm-hmm.
Also with her dad. And I don't want him to die from lightning. So Manuel sees her and he says he's going to cry. It's hard to tell if he actually cried. I'm always on Dateline looking to see if there are real tears when someone's fake crying. It's pouring rain. So his face is wet.
Mm-hmm.
It's unclear if it was from tears or rain. And so then they do their vows and he vows to love her and grow old with her. And then he says, take care of it. And I was like, what was that translated right? It was like, just take care of it. Just get her done.
He's like, I agree. Let's get the fuck out of here before we die. Yeah.
Exactly. So the parents are the only ones with the umbrella, which is fine. Everyone else is just fully drenched. And then we start to hear thunder. And I was like, finish. Can you please get inside before someone dies? And then they're married. They get married. And then thank Pachamama and Mother Earth that they kept their kiss PG and they didn't just start humping each other in front of her whole family.
I'm sure there's a porta potty somewhere they could sneak in.
A bathroom.
Yeah.
So Fuego Cafe was very happy to not be located in Florida. So they're really excited after they're being very cute. And she's like, I love you forever. And he's like, not forever. It's just a 20-year contract. And she's like, what? Shut up. Why do you? And it was very cute. Yeah, I'm happy for them. They might just be crazy enough that they might be made for each other.
Yeah. And again, if he didn't do his hair with that part down the middle with that flip up on the side, he's really cute.
Yeah, he's very cute.
He's really cute.
It's really the flip hair that makes him look like a 14-year-old boy.
Yeah.
In the 90s.
All right, let's go to Sophie and Robert. So they've arrived in Santa Barbara for the wedding. And he says he loves her, but of course he's nervous. And she says, yeah, it is too soon to be getting married. Trust is earned. And I trust that I will get to a place where I trust him. It's not a great way to start. But that's what she said. So he takes some champagne outside and it pops and goes all over his pants because he's too egotistical to stand up. And she's like, I told you so. I told you to sit up.
What we saw was a reenactment of what happened with Sam and Citra in the laundry room.
Kimberly, how dare you? So he's like, well, it's not the smoothest, but it's open, right? So cheers to our new beginning and cheers to our wedding tomorrow. And he's like, babe, our whole lives are ahead of us. I finally found the one I'm going to spend my life with. And she's like, stop it. You're never this deep. You're making me shy. It's like, he's saying something nice for once. My God.
I know. Also, that hotel balcony is bigger than the entirety of room. So she's probably just very confused.
Yes. And we did hear this week, somebody said that his room is actually all of that used to be a restaurant.
Yeah, that could, okay.
Makes
is that
more
why
sense.
That vending machine is still there?
Yeah. It makes more sense, right?
Machine?
Yeah, I think so. So it's the wedding day. She feels awful. She's sick. She's got a sore throat and a cough, and she feels like shit. She's got COVID. Let's just say it. So he's going to get ready in another room. And
she had COVID because, holy crap, was not a germaphobe before COVID, and now I am. And she's kissing everyone on the lips and hugging everybody.
Super spreader event.
Uncomfortable.
It was a super spreader. So
it was. That was her wedding, but come on.
That's her wedding. So he goes to get ready in another room, and her mom, Claire, arrives, and her friend Soraya arrives. And she says, I don't know if this is my body's way of warning me I shouldn't marry this guy, but, I'm 90% sure I should marry him. 90%.
That's higher than some of our other couples.
Yeah. Torai, the hot one, and Ty, also hot, but just not as hot as Torai, arrive. Robert says he's nervous, and in a talking head, Torai goes, last time we saw him, he wasn't sure. So this is a complete 180, but he's really grown a lot as a man, and he's got a lot of growing to do still.
All right. How has he grown a lot as a man? Literally, the last time you saw him, he was in a laundromat bitching about her and putting nasty memes online.
Yeah, and saying, I don't have to say I do till I walk down that aisle.
Yeah.
Okay, relax. The makeup artist arrives. Her name is Chelsea, like Chelsea, but with an S. Chelsea.
I love that with the SH.
I liked it
Chelsea too. Sells seashells by the seashells.
Okay. Sophie tells her she's never had a makeup artist do her makeup. That's pretty impressive because her makeup always looks pretty good.
And she's like wants to be an influencer.
Yeah, yeah. So she has some champagne that'll kill all the germs, and Mom asks Shariah, the friend, she's like, are you happy for Soph? And she goes, yeah, of course. And Mom's trying to get Shariah on her side. She goes, well, I'm very worried about Rob. He can't step up. He needs a good swift kick in the ass. And the friend goes, yeah, but it's not up to us. It's up to Sophie. I'm not engaging in this. Don't try me, lady.
Nope. You're not going to catch me on camera.
Nope. So Rob gives Tarai the ring boxes. Now Tarai's got to hold 2 boxes. Why didn't he just give him the rings loose like most people do, just put them in the pocket? Now you got to hold onto these boxes now. That was annoying to me.
I don't know, but did you hear he made a Lord of the Rings Precious joke with the rings, and Rob didn't get it? And so he's like, precious. And then Rob goes, pressure's on.
I heard him say precious, and I've heard that a million times. I probably didn't realize it was Lord of the Rings, but I guess it's Gollum, right?
Yeah. I've never seen it, but I think, yes, it's Gollum. Yeah.
I have seen it.
You should know.
I should know. So Sophie comes out, and she's in a short little white dress with these jewels on her feet and a rose crown, and she looks great, but where is that long corset dress that we loved? Remember?
Yeah, I loved that dress. Dress number 1.
Yeah.
But I do love a short dress because you got to breathe down there, and I like it.
But also, what was interesting is once we get to the wedding and we see that it's all on the ground, she couldn't have sat on the ground in that long dress.
Also, it's very windy at the beach, and that is going to blow that up. I hope she's wearing panties.
I'm sure she is.
I apologize that I just said panties.
Mom takes a video to send to Granddad, and the talking head mom says, I want Rob to act right because when he fucks it up, I won't be here to pick up the pieces. Okay, I'll be in Mexico. So they're walking out, and the guys are like, first beach wedding, what? And his sister Victoria, has helped out with the wedding. It really does look very good. It's the color theme, everything looks really nice. It looks really nice.
Rob's credit, he is grateful for his sister's help on Clayton.
Yeah. Now, I didn't love the low tables on the beach because who wants to sit in the sand? They do have
On their
pillows there.
no, in their dresses, no.
Yeah. They did have pillows so they could kind of, but then you got to sit side saddle the whole time. I didn't love it.
Your legs start falling asleep and you
Yeah.
got to shift, and no, very uncomfortable, but it looked cute.
But it looked pretty.
Low
So,
budget and looked cute.
yes. Mom and Sophie walk up, and Rob's like, I don't know, like, are they leaving? They're walking in the wrong direction. What the fuck's going on? And she's like, of course we got lost trying to get down to the path. My mom and I, like, were just literally trying to find the path. And she goes, it looks like I was running away, but I was literally running, looking for the path, which I told you.
Another Matt Sharp fake out.
Of course it was.
2 in 1 episode.
Of course.
And I fall for it every time.
Yeah, you do. Then she emerges. He turns to see her. And, you know, in the talking head, she goes, we do love each other and we can overcome anything. All right.
No.
Then the officiant does the thing and says, Sophie told me this about Rob and Rob told me this about Sophie. Was this a cop-out so they didn't have to write their own vows?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, I liked it.
Interviewed by the guy ahead of time. Yeah.
I liked that, actually, because then you have to cry when you're saying the words.
I like that. Yeah.
So then they do you take this blah, blah, blah? Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Mom cries. And I got to tell you, like all these shots of the wedding and stuff, I was like, she does look incredible. She really does.
Gorgeous. They're a gorgeous couple.
They're gorgeous people.
I just don't think they should get married.
They kiss. They seal the vows. Everybody cheers. And then she looks at him and goes, you was crying. And he says, shh, stop. So at the reception, we see his mother, Andrea. Brand new character on the last episode. Never seen her before.
Are you proud of your son's behavior, ma'am? I have some words to talk to you. I want to talk to you and the sister.
Yeah. Victoria, I like. So Victoria was there as well. And they say, yeah, you know, we're so happy for him. We hope he enjoys being married. The first year is hard, but, you know, blah, blah, blah. And it's talking head. Claire goes, I can't stop crying. It's not because I'm happy or because I'm sad. It's because I don't want to share her. But then Mom catches the bouquet and she was going to take somebody out. As we remember, they had a fight about that. So she caught it. Mm-hmm. They do cheers. They're very cute. They're gorgeous people and they live happily ever after.
Here's what I don't want. I'm the most concerned for her. He's the one I like probably the least this season. And I don't want a redemption arc coming up. So if they try to put them on another show like Happily or Pillow Talk, and give you redemption, I'm going to fall for it because I always do. Like I fell for it with David and Annie. I love David now, and he was horrible in his season. Pillow Talk always gets me, and I won't fall for it, Mary Payne. I will remember how horrible he was to her when they were trapped in that elevator at LAX.
Okay. Well, you heard it here first, everybody.
I'm going to fall for it.
All right, let's finish off with
so sorry.
Yes.
I'm so sorry. When the officiant said, Sophie told me about how taken care of she feels by Rob and how at peace she feels with Rob, I cackled again. Like fully snort laughed.
The taking care of part, I was like, she didn't say that.
What, is he taking care of you in room? And when do you feel at peace? Was it the first time he cheated on you, or was the second time he cheated on you?
It was the second time.
Yeah.
Let's move on to Justin and Nikki.
Oh boy.
This was not a fake out.
We had 2 beach weddings, and I kind of think Rob and Sophie should have had the storm. I like him so much less. So Nikki has been in LA back from Moldova for 2 weeks. And she is at the film studio doing her interview for her talking heads, and she starts sobbing. And she's like screaming, how could he do this to me? And I wasted my time and my heart. And I know I can be a bitch, but I put up with so much from him. And then someone named Greg, who works on the set, gets her a tissue box. And she has to pat at her eyes again because her fingernails are so long. Like she can't even touch her eyes. I don't know how she does it. So the producers say, do you want to just leave? And she's like, no, I want to tell my side of the story. So she's going to pull herself together. So she sits down for the interview and she says, what happened was a week ago, I had just been home for a week. We got into a big fight and we have not spoken since. And then and I said he was using me for money because he's never had a job and I've been supporting him, which is the same fight they've had a million times.
I think she said he currently doesn't have a job and his car broke down, so she sent him some money, right?
And she went to Western Union and sent him more money, and she said she's been supporting him this whole time, pretty much.
Yeah, yeah.
And so, wasn't he like a trainer or wanted to be a trainer or something?
Sure. Mm-hmm. Sure.
So he just texted her, and it's very formal. Hello, I have come to the sad conclusion that our relationship cannot continue. Okay. That's like what you'd say to like someone you were like leasing a car from or something. Terminating our agreement and our contract at this time.
Yeah.
But here is the very worst part. This part shocked me. He says, I compromised and sacrificed my own interests, shocking my parents and everyone around me, including my status and my dignity.
Wow.
That's so rude. I can't. He's saying I basically, I sacrificed my dignity by being with you.
Is that because she yells at him and belittles him, and in his culture, he needs to feel very manly, and she makes him feel less of a man? Or is it because she's trans? Or is it because she gives him money and he doesn't earn his own money? Like, what is it? It sounds like a him problem is what I'm saying.
It's totally a him problem. Or is it just because she is so flamboyant and extra looking? I don't know. So I took it as the trans thing, because when he said shocked my parents, that sort of made me think it was the trans thing. Mm-hmm. And then he says, may you find a path to a worthy life filled with love and mutual attachment. Like, okay, it sounds like a bank contract. Farewell, I wish you the best. This is after like 15 years of being on and off. You've been engaged twice.
Yeah.
Farewell, I wish you the best.
Yeah.
So she's destroyed. And unfortunately, Justigor told her many times who he was, and she didn't believe him. And when people show you who they are, believe them. But it's easy for us to Monday morning armchair quarterback, whatever the expression is.
Yeah, I got you.
The even worse than what he said is that she texted him back, begging him to take her back.
Yeah.
Saying, I will change, I will support you, I'll do anything, I can't live my life without you. And he hasn't written her back. And I was...
But is she going to live a life, like a sexless life, because he doesn't want to have sex with her and let him just hook up with other women? I mean, like, this is not the guy for her. No.
Her self-esteem has already been destroyed. Well, it was destroyed before that. She already has a lot of self-esteem issues. Yeah. Let's be real. But after this, he just made her feel so low about herself all the time. And then if she stayed with him, oh my God, she would be a shell of a person. So I was like screaming, ladies, be your own Prince Charming, please. Because she says she wants her own fairy tale ending. So she's like crying and blowing her nose and it's a mess. And the phrase that popped in my head was, every part of her face and body might be fake, but her heart is real.
Oh, that's nice, Kimberly.
Thanks. So also she's wearing a Barbie shirt, which that's who she aspires to be. So I thought that was apropos. So one of the producers comes and gives her a hug, and she totally breaks down even more, and it's very sad. And then she leaves, and I was like, poor Nikki Exotica. She pretends to be all tough in her skin tight jeans and leather pants on a plane, which I still don't understand how that works. But she's very sad. So then the next day, like, her mom comes and she's in bed crying, and
with a full face of makeup in bed.
Makeup, not also waterproof because it's not running at all.
Right.
And her whole bedroom setup is black and pink. So she has a black tuft headboard. And so I thought it was interesting.
Okay.
You don't look interested. So
no, I'm not.
So she has spoken with her attorney And she has not canceled the K1 visa, which was the attorney's advisement, because he said sometimes people change their minds. And I was like, you are a bad attorney. You should have read the text messages, and it wouldn't be the worst thing if it was canceled and she wasn't. Now, this would be the final cancellation. You can't do it a third time.
Right.
So it would be done, and I think that would be the best for her. I don't think this attorney wants what's best for her.
I think that because she can't do it again, I think that's why she doesn't want to put that final nail in the coffin. So I bet we'll find out at the reunion that she has.
He said he was sacrificing his dignity by being with you. That's one of the worst things you could say to someone.
Pretty bad. Yeah.
So I was mad. I want to write that attorney a letter, but I understand he's like, this decision is final, like literally for the rest of your life, final.
Yeah.
So take it easy. So she's saying, how could he do this to me? And I've done so much for him. And again, it's a little cringe. She does keep slightly bringing up the money or hinting at the money, which I know is a big deal for her. But she
doesn't slightly say it. She says, I've spent so much money.
I mean,
she says it.
Sometimes she says it outright, and then sometimes she's like, I gave him so much. And you're like, okay, do you mean with your heart or do you mean the money? So yeah, no, she says it. You're right. She says it. So the mom, it goes into mama bear mode, and she's like, he's going to be getting a text message from me.
Ooh, mama's going to text him.
Yeah. It's like, go mom. So I want that mom to fly to Moldova. So,
yeah.
And then I was thinking, what is Nikki's future after this? Because at the tell-all, if she's already taken him back, by the way, then no one will respect her. And her self-esteem was already so destroyed before this. Like the surgeries and the, just not feeling worthy in herself, and like, imagine after this. And then I thought a great redemption tour for her would be the single life.
Yes.
Because we have had no LGBTQ plus IA, etc. representation, but also she's just fascinating, and she deserves to find somebody. She kept saying all season, like, he's the best I can get because I'm trans, no one else will want me. And I was like, that can't be true. Let's get her out there and find her somebody who really appreciates her.
I completely agree with you. That's a great call. She definitely should go in the single life. She lives in the New York area. I know she's in New Jersey, but I mean,
I think she was in LA.
She's in a metropolitan area I think she definitely can find somebody.
Yeah, a diverse community, and now she has like fame kind of on her belt. So she could maybe, even if it's just a person who's like wants to date someone on TV, but maybe they would also love her.
Yeah. Listen, where is her Tom Girardi? Where is her Mr. Big? These are bad examples.
I don't know. Yeah, why you chose them. She needs just a nice guy who would love her.
Yes.
And I think someone's out there.
I was just thinking of a rich man that could give her money so she could promote her singing career. That's why I was thinking of like Erica Jane.
She needs a sugar daddy because she's been the sugar mama for so long. She said she had sugar daddies why did I say daddies? Daddies. Sugar daddy since she was younger, but she hasn't had one for a while. She thinks she's too old to have a sugar daddy, but not if he's like 70.
Exactly. She's only like 40.
Yeah. Come on.
Ish.
No, I think she's 47.
Oh, never mind.
Is she a little bit older? But she's 47.
You're right.
She looks great if you're into that sort of thing.
Yes.
And if you like that sort of look, and I'm sure there are many men who wouldn't mind showing up with a Barbie on their arm.
Yeah. Totally. Agree with you. Totally. All right. Matt Sharp, hear our prayers.
Yeah.
That's it. And because we watched it on screeners, guys, we did not get coming up on the reunion. So I'm literally like sitting there waiting to type, and I was like, nothing. Yeah. All right. So it'll be brand new for all of us.
Wow.
But we'll see you back here next week on Tuesday to talk about that. And I have one quick thing to promote, you guys. If you are over on Prime, or maybe I've talked about it elsewhere, but I reached out to this company that I love. It's not ad that I got through the podcast or whatever. This is me personally. I reached out to this company because I love their product. Hello Lash is a serum. It's an eyelash serum that I've used for about 2 years and totally works. And so I reached out to them like, hey, do you guys do like advertising on podcasts? I'd love to talk about your product. And so they sent me a thing. They approved me. So now I'm a brand partner.
That's so exciting.
I know.
Influencer.
You guys, I'm an influencer. No, that's funny because I'm not, because I don't know what I'm doing. But obviously, I didn't know what I'm doing, or I reached out to them a long time ago. But anyway, in the show notes, you can click the link and use code PinkShade10 for 10% off. It's Hello Lash. It's a lash serum, and I 100% myself stand by it. I've used it for 2 years. I use it, a little swipe every night. I sometimes put some on my brows, and I just stand by it, and I love it. So if you see me talking about it, that's what that is.
I love it. I've been looking for something like that.
It does. It really helps. I was like, lots of people have like clicked on it, and even though one of them is my mom, it's fine. My mom's going to have beautiful eyelashes.
Yeah, it's a win-win situation.
It's an
ageless wonder for it, and she gets gorgeous lashes.
It's an ageless wonder, is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
Kimberly, what's going on over on A Date with Dateline? What are you guys covering on your regular, and what are you covering on your Patreon and Supercast?
Well, tomorrow, which will be Sunday, so it's too late, we're having our monthly live stream, and we're decided to take a break from true crime because our last few episodes have been downers. Yeah. So we are doing this like cheesy Lifetime movie that I found, or a listener showed us, called Deadly Mile High Club.
Okay.
Lots of plane action, and it's the acting, the writing, it's just all top tier, and I can't wait to talk about it. And for our regular podcast, we just had our part 2 of Death at the Spa come out with our interview with Mank.
Yeah.
And we're actually taking the week off after that, so there won't be an episode on Wednesday. Apologies.
And then what are you covering over on your Patreon and Supercast?
Deadly Mile High Club.
Mm-hmm.
And Traders.
Mm-hmm.
And we do something called Don't Watch Alone. We're trying to do it twice a month, where we talk about what we're watching on TV. So we're talking about just everything we're watching. So,
do you ever mention me when you talk about 90 Day Fiance?
Oh yeah, I always do.
Okay. Do you tell people to please follow me on Instagram?
I always do.
Okay. Let's check the numbers. It's like a telethon. Let's check the numbers.
Watch it too closely, because then if you lose one, you're going to get so sad.
Okay, so
like, texted me how many, and then you were like, "Oh, it's down one."
I was so excited because I had 8888, and that's a really lovely round number that I love. So I sent it to you. I'm like, oh, never mind. 8887.
8887.
Guess where I am today?
How many?
8902.
Yes, that's amazing.
It's going up. My reels about Love is Blind are really helping me out. You can look at like the insight. You guys, this is boring, but when you look at the insights on Instagram for anybody, not a podcaster account, just a regular personal account, you can look and see how many people looked at your reel or whatever. If it's public, and something like 84,000 people saw my reel.
That's crazy.
And then I got 20 followers from it.
Yeah, I don't really always believe those, like, because whenever I have a video, it says, like, this many people watch, and I'm like, there's no way. It got 20 likes. That's impossible.
Yeah, and that's another thing the kids will say, literally my kids will say, I'll say, oh my gosh, look on TikTok, 119,000 people saw this TikTok, and they'll go, how many likes? I'll go, 34.
Yeah, that's why I don't believe it. I don't see the math there.
It's just because the people scroll, and the Caitlin, the social media girl, Caitlin told me that just because somebody sees your reel, it's a whole different thing to convert it to a follower. You know, it's like a whole different thing for them to actually click on your profile, be like, I might be interested in this, and then follow you.
Yeah.
Guys, follow me. You're missing out. There's some fun stuff.
And she's now an influencer. I don't know if you heard.
Oh, that makes me laugh because it's so stupid.
Also,
what'd you say?
Do you want beauty tips in addition to 90 Day Fiance and Prison Brides?
Yeah, I'm not your girl.
She's also going to start political hot takes.
No.
Car maintenance vlogs and travel tips. And she's just going to get everything. Cooking videos. She's just going to have everything.
I know nothing about any of those things. I watch so many travel tip TikToks. I'm like, yes, next time I pack, I'm going to do that. And I literally end up with the 2 biggest suitcases you've ever seen in your life. Like I can't, I've never carried on a bag in my life, even if I'm only going for 2 nights.
Yeah,
I can't.
I haven't either.
I'm terrible. Everybody follow Kimberly and Katie over at A Date with Dateline. That's at Dateline on Instagram and the TikTok. And please, again, follow me at Pink Shade Pod. And I will see you here on Thursday. I'll be talking to Dame Brian Moylan. That's his self-proclaimed name. Brian Moylan. Brian Moylan, love him. We'll be talking to him about Bravo on Thursday. So stay tuned for that.
Baroness Kimberly.
Love it. Baroness, I will talk to you later. Bye. Ads not read by me, Mary Payne, don't necessarily reflect the views of Pink Shade. If you'd like to listen to ad-free, you're going to go on over to Supercast or Patreon, and you can find the links to Pink Shade Prime at pinkshadepodcast.com.